And sisters, we have been chosen. We are going to the promised lands, Valhalla.
This is it. The pumps are here. Valhalla. Gospel. Jesus will be proud of you for holding your krypton. Your children's 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 children will remember your name. So ladies and gentlemen, a toast, because we, holders, are the new welfare elite. So long your longs. Buy the dip, tell your friends, your families, your fucking neighbors to buy this shit. Because we are going to the moon! We've waited our entire lives for this pump. And the moment is here now. The pump is here. We are legends. Spartans, legions holding the fort. Fucking warriors! We are kings. We are queens.
Hello everybody. What is up today? Who is here? Digo, Jomop, Loco, Jerome, Queenie, Elarium. Hello everybody, and welcome to this Friday stream when where we're gonna talk about Bitcoin, right? What a surprise, right? So yeah, starting to a bit of correction here. Not feeling this will be the major eye at the moment. It might be that's quite deep. Or maybe we finish the impulse of the day. That's possible. And we'll come back in our local range, but we'll see. There's still aggressive shorts coming. Long holding up. Overall, I don't think this is the top now. So there's people here. Scalp or swing shot? Only scalp shot for me at the moment until we have a real market structure change. Now let's begin the stream with a look at the high time frame first for the broader context, and we'll zoom in after. But yeah, we are at a pretty interesting place right now. The pump we are currently experiencing this week and since last week well, it's still quite small compared to the drawdown we had, right? It is exciting a bit because on the lower time frame daily we can see acceleration and overbought condition not stopping Bitcoin for now. But yeah, reminder that we are at a very important level, and until and unless this order block here is reclaimed on a weekly perspective, this could potentially just be a bearish retest of broken support, right? So yeah, all depends what happened now. Do we continue acceleration or at least holding up, or would we see a rejection rather sooner? That's the question. As it stands, if we reclaim this level, well, this become a deviation inside previous range value area, but a deviation, and the likelihood, in my opinion, would be to continue move up towards 30k. And so, should this get reclaimed, right? And should it not get reclaimed, you know, next main level of interest are about 10k. There's another monthly level a bit in between. And overall, we have two POC. The POC of that range 9k and 6k here. Did not mark all level here, but yeah. Where we are right now is quite interesting for sure. Which level will be a major break of market structure? Well, in my opinion here, there is some room to keep in mind. This is the high of the range we broke out of. So unless we get back inside that range, bias to one more upside is sensible, in my opinion. Now, should we take here to the low? Should this be a real top here, and we break here below how much it is? 18,700, right? Or 18,700, yeah. Should we break this? That will be at least a significant signal of market change and slow down into the parabolic advance that we are having so far. We are getting acceleration, growing volume, a bit less volume and a bit less acceleration so far today. But yeah, let's see what happens. Because for all we know, this could continue here. But yeah, should we see this level get breached as it is right now with a bit lower bullish volume here? For me, it will be a signal that we have likely put wave 3 here of that move from December 19th low, right? So that would not be a signal of this as a top overall, but that would be a signal that, yeah, we might be now into wave 4. And that's what I want to see before really looking for a swing short position. And should we see that, then the next move up, I will be looking for that swing short. For now, you know, looking for shorts, long, whatever you want, that's totally fine on the lower time frame. Just knowing that you have to be more aggressive on the short take profits, and you can let longs ride a bit more. And I'm talking about, yeah, day trade, right? But until I see this kind of consolidation, deep correction that suggests me that yes, this have a complete impulse now, this is finished, and we have a wave 3 in. And I can see that, well, I would be cautious with short still, and aggressive on the take profit side for them. So for now, yeah, we are claiming resistance. And so the count here on this time frame, because that's going to be the main focus for red trigger. Basically, from me, that's the main count. We can have an alternative on that. But the fact that we finished here with 5 waves on this move down, and that we took the high now, I'm more inclined to consider this part of a flat. So that's why I have a flat here, making this the swing low here. Even if we have a lower low here, that is part of a corrective move, not really end of anything here. And what does that tell me? Well, that tells me that whatever we finished here, when we finish 5 waves from that swing, from that 16,300 low, well, that can be a wave C or a wave 3, right? Or alternatively, it can also be sub 1 of a third wave, should we see extension. Nonetheless, it will still be an interesting short. Let me explain this more. But first, yeah, are we in a wave C or in a wave 3? That depends when we see the top. Should the top come at the 161.8 or beyond it, then we can suspect that is a wave 3 instead of a C. Should the top come earlier inside that zone, I know that's quite wide, but prior to the 161.8 extension of wave A projected from purpose B here, while we could still be in a wave C, so still be in a corrective move overall here. But we need to see this complete move from that December low here. And for now, we don't know when this is gonna top out, right? We do have overbought condition on 4 hours for quite some time. Even on daily, we are reaching overbought. Maybe even on the 3-day. No, not on the 3-day. So, you know, things can slow down anytime. But until it does, trend is up. As simple as that. And so, yeah, I will not be trying to fade this aggressively, unless we have a real show of weakness suggesting, yeah, okay, something has been finished already, I missed the top and that's it, and I will hedge lower, right? And that will be the sign of weakness I would want to see to really flip my bias here, or that consolidation looking for the 5th. Let me stay aware of the comment here. If you would like to load, okay. Hey, peace here, and good to see you, Mitch. Which level for you will be a major breaking market structure? So answer that. Hello, Ginny. Could you tell us how do you personally predict the price of wave 5? I see so many way of projecting wave 5. Which do you prefer? It's a complicated question here. The way I like to project wave 5 is firstly to have high confidence about a wave 4. So to speak here, have a consolidation correction comparable to wave 2 here, right? And then how I project it, well, I use 2 main way. It's just to fib level. The length of wave 1 projected from the bottom of wave 4 and looking for 1-1 extension. So that will be wave 5, the same length as wave 1, up to the 161.8. That's one way to project it. The other way is just to take the length of 1 plus 3, project it from 4, and look at the 0.618. And that's it. That's not that's not so complicated. I'll just keep in mind both. I will use both projection and see what works best. That's for standard targets. Now, it happens not more often than not, but it happens often that you have overextension on the fifth, especially on lower time frame, or when you have to move like this inside a strong wave 3. At some point you will have a wave 5 that go beyond the standard target that I just show here. How do you deal with it? Well, you deal with it with the context of the higher time frame target. For example, here I will be focusing on wave 3 target, on that one. Can I have it bigger? Okay. What I'm saying here is, because the inside count might have so many possibilities inside here, I will focus on what is clear, and what is clear is that we have our first leg here and the first correction here. So it's clear it is a third. How do I look for the smaller degree wave 5? Well, in the context of this third, what is the preferred target for this third? It is 361.8, 461.8, 561.8. So when I will zooming in, I will have several counts, sub-counts here for this third. The target for the final fifth of the third here, I will try to find confluence with the higher degree top target of the third wave. Right? Let me explain again. A target for this sub-wave 5 here, I will look for confluence between the target of this fifth, using the length of this one projected from the 4, in confluence with the target of the larger degree wave 3, because this fifth top would be wave third top. So yeah, that's how to do it, or how I do it. Hope this answers the question. But yeah, one other thing is to really be able to read correctly when you have a wave 4 and which degree it is. And that happened by the depthness and the time it took as a consolidation. Here, at some point, we will have a longer consolidation that we had here. That will signal us that we have a higher degree wave 4 in process. Damn, the French boy is bullish. Right? Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's... I mean, not that it's not time to be careful. It is time to be careful, of course. We are at resistance. But when I'm seeing this here, personally, yeah, I'm not looking to fade it until unless I'm seeing a sign of weakness here. I'm just seeing acceleration and volume growing. Break of resistance, aggressive long, very aggressive long, succeeding, because I mean, here's a might fail, but I mean, we see how aggressive they are here. How much it is? Nearly 4,000 Bitcoin of long here. I mean, already 1,000 here. It keep pushing, it keep pushing. People are, I don't know, it feels like people are desperately looking for a top, for fake breakouts, but the signs are not here to me. And you know, that comes also with my view of my use of Elliott Wave here, in the sense that I'm looking for that consolidation. Suggests means that we have a wave 4. Should that happen prior here, a longer consolidation and another move, okay, I could be looking for a bull trap, but here I don't even had my wave 4 yet on that degree, so yeah, not likely to be the fake out. Maybe it can be a bigger fake out, but could still be in a corrective move as long as we don't take that, but yeah. And that being a scenario I've been keeping in mind for a long time, especially one of the scenario being scenario of a flat here. 2 flats, that one. Looking for potentially a move up to 30k. Why am I thinking about that? Well, the flat is an obvious scenario for a lot of people. With target to the 1-1 extension here, either here on log or here on linear. But I mean, things have been so bearish inside that range, and price have been moving so little down, not so much down, right? In such a bearish context, and I was thinking, yeah, well, somebody might be absorbing all the sell, and if the industry or big player in the industry need to unload large amount of Bitcoin, the best way to do it might be to short squeeze quite heavily. And that scenario, I like it because it allows us to, well, depending if you take that low or that low, but it allows you to have a very strong impulsive move. I'd feel a lot bullish, change the market structure, look bullish because it is 5 ways up. Could even overshoot the max extension we expect for C wave. That would be extremely normal in this condition, to have a flat that overshoots the target and could reach even higher here, making things look extremely bullish, and then go for low low, allowing to build a big fat short position at that point, because as soon as we reach that level, that high, well, bullishness will just be even greater here, I believe. Do you use fib extension for wave 5? I see some people pull the fib expansion from wave 3rd and 4. So are you in any short trade right now? I have a small short trade I already took profit on. I think the wave 5 already answered that. There is other way to project target, but that's the 2 I use. Some use fib retracement tool with extension, you know. You can make a 1618 for a 3rd wave, for example, but I use a fib extension tool rather. Can you tell price level? Thanks. Yeah, I'm trying to. I missed the question. What was it? Oh, short. Yeah, I took a small short here. I've taken profit already on that. I have a bit remaining, but that's it. Let me manage, by the way. Sorry, just a second. Okay. But yeah, I would not touch much here. I had taken a long here. Today I took several shots, right? I took a shot somewhere here because I had the potential for a corrective move completed, looking for potentially another leg down before continuation. As we finished 5 waves here, I went into a long here at the POC that I took profit when the rest of my short got stopped out. And I tried a short here that got stopped and another here. Trying to count a lower time frame, you know, as always from the last significant swing, which was today's low, today's, you know, 18,800 low. But again, so much overlapping in this that it was debatable. Now the move down, change of market structure here suggests that, yeah, we might have finished 5 waves up on that. But I'm not so eager to short more. I mean, you could be short with a stop above the high here and to look maybe for below that range. As we did not even get acceptance back inside the range here. For all we know, that could be a finish correction. And as I said, you know, I'm taking a few shorts when given. I didn't make all the calculation. I'm not even sure I'm profitable on the short, even with that aggressive take profit I taken there. While the long are still working quite easily. I mean, I took one long that was here and already a nice profit. The same way the other day I took a long here, compounded here, and it went right away. Side. I took a short here that got just stopped out before hitting profit, I think, at least fully. Yeah, I think that's correct. Now I can try to zoom in a bit and tell you what count are possible here. But you know, there's some difficulty because we don't have the clear 1-2 here at the bottom, unlike here when it is clear that we have an impulse and correction here. It's obvious here. How do you count it is a lot more subjective, because you could say 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, 1-2, a lot of extension. That starts to be a bit too much. Trying to fit a wave 1 here, well, I can fit maybe a leading diagonal here. That top. That gives me a bit bigger wave 1. And I'm looking for a bit bigger wave 1 than just this first leg, because if I take this first leg here and I take my fib tool to try to see what target I can get for a third wave of that degree, we are already way beyond it, you know. So this has a 1-2, we are already way past the max extension we can expect for a third here. So trying to see what alternative I can get. So this is 1, taking this as a 1 and a 2. We are at that point, well, 561.8 here. So that's why I made a wave 4 here, a wave 3rd here of that degree. For all we know, should this continue down here, I would probably take this part of still this way for, like, we are in some kind of flat here. Should we come back inside the range? But yeah, here could be enough. It's a bit shallow and quick with 4. I'm not sold on it. This got overshoot. This was an alternative. Well, pretty close one. Just that I made more work on counting the subwave. What I have high confidence is this and this are both third wave of something, some degree, because the move is really strong. This is decelerating, smaller than the previous one. Volume is slightly going down, so this could be a fifth. And I have some confluence of level here. 261.8 extension, so nice level for third. Here 361.8, so a nice target for third as well. Here we are already at the 561.8 of that, so a bit overshoot, but still okay. Here, yeah, we're already overshoot on that as well, even on log here. So we're running out of potential extension on that. So I made another one saying, okay, I zoom out on 4 hour. What I can see is maybe this as a bigger correction at the bottom here. So maybe I can just not focus too much on the lower time frame and take this as a 1, 2. You know, zooming out as things become a bit too iffy, too complex, too much possibilities and not great ones. So zooming out on the 4 hour, taking this. And give me a bit more room for this third here. Should this continue to squeeze and accelerate? Which can be anywhere, but yeah. I'm not sure this is extremely pull here, but that's the only thing I can do in such accelerating price action. At some point you just cannot follow everything, and that's why I want to emphasize the goal here, or my goal is to wait for the clearer picture, which would be a longer, bigger correction. Okay. The more I see this, the more I think wave 3 is in. I'm saying, well, we'll see. It's possible. I guess you're talking about that one. But yeah, as I said, I'm just gonna wait for the signs. Until then, taking small day trade and with the idea of letting longs run more than short. Should I come back on the higher degree counts, maybe? You know, it's also not impossible that we have a low here, like a really the low being made. I'm still betting on more downside overall, but at the same time, you know, it's complicated, but sentiment have been so bearish here. As we go up, we as an Elliottician, I cannot ignore the fact that we have several potential completed count here. We know we have oversold condition already on a high time frame. We have pretty strong bull div here on 3-day. We have a bull div on weekly from oversold condition. We have monthly that is not in oversold, so to speak, but had never been at such low level. Of course, there's not all the data here, but I mean, it has never been so low on RSI or even stochastic. So the condition might be what we expect for a bottom. And for now, we are seeing denial on this pump. I mean, denial, there's people turning out bullish, but there's still a lot of denial in my opinion. But yeah, we cannot ignore the possibility that that was a low. How can we count this? Well, that's why it's not necessarily obvious. One of the ideas is to look at a wedge here, but a wedge will be an ending diagonal, and how it is right now, we are missing still one more leg down to complete an ending diagonal. Whatever it is part of, can be an A, B, C. That makes this a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So still possible, especially if we end up topping out where we are near. Could go a bit higher, but the higher we go, the less it looks like a diagonal. And you know, for a diagonal, you need some kind of contracting price action or expanding. But if you start to go too high, then it's just a channel, it's not a diagonal anymore. I would say it can still go a bit higher from here, and if we do reject and go for a lower low, then and we see absorption and a recovery from that sweep of last year low, then we have a very good candidate for a diagonal and a bottom at that point. And otherwise, what we have here basically is I need another look on that tool here. Okay. Well, it's either an A, B, C. We still need to finish that diagonal, in my opinion. It's hard to fit 5 waves into this. Or we have 5 waves, in fact. 1, 2, 3. Where do you put your 4s? 4 here, 5 here. If you find a way to count 5 waves, finish inside this, well, hit me up. I'd like to see it. Maybe we have a weird wave 4 here. Almost incorrect in terms of the Elliott rules. Why did I lost the sound here? You know, it's still here. And we have a little 5th here. I mean, it's not impossible, but it doesn't feel and look right. If we are indeed finishing 5 waves, or about to, with an ending diagonal, in theory that will be bearish, you know, because 5 waves mean the beginning of something here. I can still see this as part of a larger flat here and a finish correction at that point, especially if we don't touch the high of 2019 here. Why? Because, well, it will be part of a 1, 2, 3, 4. And validation for this as a wave 4 is to come to overlap the top of wave 1. But none of these are really satisfying to me. And that's why I kind of feel that this as a flat or even an expanded flat has a really good potential. Making this move from the all-time high to June low, the first wave of the correction as a wave A, and this flat as a wave B, and still come back to test our stronger support, 9K or even lower. You can try to project here to see just if it makes sense on log, otherwise it will not work here. Okay, you see, if we come back to 30K here, 90% will come at 9K, 1 extension at 7,800. Should this come a bit higher for a bit more bull trap, you know, might have our confluence at that point. I feel this is the most, I would not say most painful scenario, but one of the scenarios that has the best liquidity potential, in the sense that breaching this market structure here will bring a lot of liquidity inside that zone, I believe. That's what is the through process behind that count ID. Otherwise, well, we completed our correction down there. Either, well, in that case, most likely will be 1, 2, 3, 4, big wave 4, and we're going for the run for the 5th. And whatever happened here, the 5 waves could be the first wave of the higher degree impulse for the next bull run. That's why whatever the real count here is on the bigger time frame, as we are able to count 5 waves up here, the short on the 5th will be a good idea, most likely, because it will be the part of the expanded flat looking for lower low or for higher low for wave 2, but still a decent potential. I'd say we still need to claim resistance, but I really, the more I look at this on the daily chart, I don't know, it looked pretty good. I know we are overbought on many time frame. Volume is good, is not that crazy either, but it's pretty good. And sentiment is enoughly bearish to me, in the sense that there is FOMO obviously, but there is not too much of FOMO here. There's still a lot of people looking for this as a fake out here. And we can see this with just the founding, you know. Funding is still pretty low. It's negative again here. Unaggregated, it has been negative on Bybit USDT for quite some time. It's encouraging. As that said, negative funding at the high can be a sign that larger interests are filling big shorts. We can also see that Bitfinex is rather on the sell side here. I mean, the big volume come on negative delta here, so there is some big amount that are being sold here on Bitfinex, which has the deepest spot liquidity for Bitcoin. At the same time, they have been holding price up, so now if they're all unloading, that's fine, and that can happen for quite some time. It doesn't mean it have to reverse here. It's not because these smart traders are selling here that it has to reverse here. They can keep selling and increase the sell as the liquidity comes. I guess it's also depend of what stocks are doing. And DXY, I mean, I've been looking for a reversal prior to this. Now, might have to rework on the potential counts, but the count seems more impulsive down now than corrective. That said, it's also reaching potential for a fifth here. If that's the case, that means we can have a pretty long retrace up, which can lead to a move down on the rest. And so far, yeah, stocks are also pushing higher. And as I stand this week, should we take the high that we made in December here on S&P? The count that I'm seeing suggests more upside. For me, this is an important swing high. Is Nasdaq the same here? And DJI coming to challenge the high again. Yeah, we'll see. Let me check a bit the comment. Move anything. Do you always move your stop loss to entry after TP1? No, I don't. Usually I keep my stop loss where the invalidation is. Yeah, today I moved stop loss to break even because I was not so much confident about the trade. It was a short trade that I took a bit late here. Invalidation was above the high. And yeah, I took profit because I was seeing absorption of the shorts here. And the ratio was not good for me to keep the stop above the high. So I moved the stop closer to break even. Otherwise, I would always keep it below invalidation. Or above invalidation. You know, in the sense that if we have, for example, what I did at a low, where was it? Yeah. So that's where I feel most of the long here, right? In this range. Because I was looking at this as an impulse and this as a corrective. So started to get in on that sweep of the low heavily, and I had limits down to the naked POC that was somewhere here. We stopped below this as we got this market structure change, suggesting that, okay, now we have our complete corrective. I can move my stop from below this to below this, which doesn't change much. But that's it. Even after we saw this complete correction and we continue for higher high, you could say, okay, I can rise my stop here, but you cannot be sure you're not getting a weirder correction. So I keep my stop below this until when we claim stronger resistance where I moved it higher and at invalidation. But otherwise, I keep it below invalidation. Why? Because the only thing that invalidates a wave 2 is the origin of wave 1. Sometimes you have really deep wave 2, as we got here, for example, 1, 2 that come really close to invalidation, but it didn't. Even if usually the 50% or golden pocket is a preferred area of retrace for wave 2. We are reaching POC from all-time high 20,174. Okay. On which chart? Well, on the aggregated. yeah, that's where we are. Again, highlighting how this level is important overall. But a high time frame POC like this, I would not necessarily take it as a precise level. But yeah, be aware that this is an important volume level. Should we see price action happening above, stalling and losing it, you know you have distribution above then. But not necessarily the precise level. I mean, anything can turn out south pretty quickly. I just don't see it for now. I'm aware that we are at resistance. And you can find many confluence for that, including POC. And that highlight as well that if we claim that, then this becomes support, and now we are back above support. We have pretty high volume in that little range here, so it's making things even stronger. You have your accumulation happening here, and a deviation then can become your STB potentially. But yeah, manipulation as we call it, liquidity engineering. Now we reclaim that all the sellers are underwater now. And if you reclaim this, they are a lot more underwater. Yeah, you know, in theory, I will be a lot more cautious here because, yeah, we are at important resistance. We are in very overbought condition on the 4 hour with several bear div and overbought on daily. But the fact that we didn't see any slowdown and we just saw acceleration writing this is more a sign of strength to me than anything. The fact that we overcame a 4 hour bear div here at mindful resistance and we just continue to squeeze, that's a sign of strength to me. Unless it become a deviation like sometimes it like to do. But until I see this as a deviation confirmed, well, yeah, I have no reason to be overly bearish. What else do I have to say? Can try to look for the next resistance. I kind of feel that we're gonna take the high. We are at the golden pocket. But we're gonna overshoot that. Where is POC of that? Right here. So really to 20,000, I believe we have decent chances of reaching 20,800 at some point. That's maybe where I would be more inclined to trigger shorts. And yet I would want to see some consolidation first. Because obviously I'm looking for this wave 4 here, but even on the lower time frame, it's still hard to see a wave 4 yet. How do you feel about the golden pocket? At the moment, seems like price rejection around 702 and 786 mostly. I don't have strong opinion about it. We have a clean chart here. I mean, in theory, I would be, saying, okay, we are at the golden pocket of our capitulation move. So that's, sorry, there's phone that is ringing here. So that's the place to look for a potential reversal, at least short term. But again, the thing is, I'm just seeing acceleration. So until I see a slowdown, what can I say apart from continuation? Because things can continue to accelerate heavily, more than I can predict, you know. Not really more than I can predict, but more that one could expect. All we know, if this is a 1-2, or here, 1-2, no, in theory, this third wave could extend a lot more. We are just not used to big pump anymore because we have been down for such a long time with so many fake breaks all the way, you know. But you see how price was a lot more overlapping here. It was not accelerating. And we forget how things can turn out strongly at some point. And I think the signal that I'm seeing right now is that we might be in that moment where we will see surprising strengths, where people that miss the bottom or sold the bottom gonna try to short here to have an edge to buy the dip early, but I'll just get wrecked on the short side as well. That's often what happened, or long the breakout, and which will give just more fuel for bulls to move. But clearly, big bulls, wells, are on the move here, and I don't believe that is all they want to see, because big volume continue to come up here. Doesn't mean some cannot get wrecked at buying a local top, but yeah, that's my sense. 1x long, 100x long now. Tasty. That sound tasty. Well, yeah, right now it's clearly not where I would you. Should we add the move that I was looking for this morning? I mean, why not? You know, on a drawdown like this, looking for leverage long here, and it's okay if you have tight enough validation. But yesterday was pretty complicated because it was on a CPI day and a lot of shenanigan here. Today correction was not so much. I don't know what is, you know, I would consider this a correction wave 4 here of some degree, because, well, we have a consolidation. How do you count it is another story, because you have your high here, your low, you have an inside high and low. So maybe that was the ABC and we are into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I don't know. But having that is not a complete corrective move. It cannot be an ABC because you don't reach the end of wave A. You have 5 waves down, so maybe you are into some other kind of flat. I don't know, maybe that was a flat ABC as an A, and this has ABC as a B, and this as a C. And now you have a valid flat like this. And yeah, I don't know. But should we had a more simple move, ABC, take liquidity. You have your 5s down here. Looking for leverage long is not necessarily a bad idea. And we are on the path of taking the high again. Some short squeeze. Can you take a shot on that? Problem, here I don't have a low time frame count to support it. Here it was more clear, for example. And sometimes it's not clear. But here you add your 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. It's complicated at the end, but you know that's you know that above that high you can look for shorts. You have 1, quick take profit, you get stopped, get another 1, quick take profit. But yeah, here yeah, maybe something like this, but confidence is low. What's such a count? Volume is bigger now. Oh yeah, I don't have confidence about short here. You see how bulls keep pushing. Volume is still bigger than it was here. Well, that's short squeeze. Okay, long finally taking a bit of profit, but still. If there is so much volume coming up on short squeeze, that means there is still short to squeeze. And has the funding suggests there is still, yeah, indeed. Okay, I feel like I'm forgetting something I wanted to talk about here. Yeah, we took a quick look at stocks. Gold is still moving. Still didn't get my 5th wave here. We'll see. At some point we'll have a correction. I'll wait. French stock likely finishing up a 5th wave. So European stock the same here. Silvergate, how are the Bitcoin related stock going? Correcting a bit more here, but still trying to claim the range. Very important level that we lost last week, you know, with the biggest gap I ever saw. The daily, it's a 40% move down between Wednesday close and Thursday open. That's so iffy. Made me consider this as potentially an exhausting gap. Which I mean, it is the last gap before a reversal. It's a bit like bear euphoria here. That gap breached an important level. here, the consolidation that you can compare to the 9K level on Bitcoin. That's when Bitcoin was a 9K, where it has its next level of interest here, you know. That's pretty much that price action. We lost that on that gap. Now we are consolidating below. If this gets reclaimed at some point, that become a deviation and exhaustion gap, and things turn out pretty bullish as well. So much oversold here. Silvergate Bank, so Signature Bank, a bit less oversold, but at the same kind of level, still holding here. Has not been with under so much fires in Silvergate. Selling volume decreasing, oversold condition, bull div. GBTC, well, we are seeing a bit of change here. I mean, that's the strongest reduction of discounts we saw. It's 90% move up here from minus 53% discount. We are up at 43% discount now from NAV on GBTC. Still a long way to go here. You know, that's what we want to see as well, for this to be not a fake out. We want to see institution coming in on traditional stocks they can reach, which are in part GBTC. I'm not really reading much about the FUD on GBTC. I don't really care. I don't think it's extremely relevant here. Apart from the fact that it's so much oversold in so much fear. Volume on CME is still low. Would want to see a bit more commitment into this. Right here. Do we have it's price to NAV? We don't have it. The code report. Okay. So yeah, I guess that would be all. Do you have any more question? No. Covered everything. A little look at the Wyckoff chart here, just to be aware of. I was expecting a bit more consolidation here, as you may know. But you know, I was long here for this very reason as well. That's why I emphasize so much going long here, because I say, yeah, I'm looking at a corrective move, but in case it continue up, because it is unlikely, well, it is unlikely, it is possible that I don't read the bottom perfectly, and I'm not necessarily expecting to read the bottom perfectly, but I find the edge where here, should this be a bottom, well, I have confidence with this potential corrective move, so I go long here, taking profit on the rise, but in case it go, I am in a long. So that's pretty much where I was. Now, should this be an uptrust? Well, again, we need to come back under the 4-hour POC, 4-hour order block from preliminary support. And should we lose this area, then okay, this become an uptrust, likely. Otherwise, it is a show of strength. We can expect back up at the edge of the creek, maybe. But I don't think so here, because yeah, that would be more. We'll have to move this other way if this is a complete range. Maybe this as a secondary test, this as an STB. Up, this. Come on, I said the pen. This as an STB, secondary test in phase B. like a short phase P, yeah. This has the show of strength, and this has a backup, and this has a rise. And that doesn't give you much more info. That just be aware that between 18, if we lose 18,200, get acceptance back below 18,200, I get out of 90% of my long position and I hedge. Here, maybe you can try on the next SFP here, just again counting from the last swing, significant swing, 1, 2. This looks like a third, maybe a short on the next SFP. And if we lose this, well, I will, yeah, now I can put my stop here for my day trade, the one that I took here or from down there. Can get my stop below this, because if we lose here on the short time frame, if we lose 19,050, basically, well, we can bet on this range to develop more, and then I will be interested to long maybe on the sweep of the low. Especially now that we took the high, made a deviation, and find support now. Yeah, this is invalidation for short-term bulls here, in my opinion. So I will keep my short-term trade stops below this. Below this 19,050 level. Okay, so yeah, I guess that will be all for today. Thanks for watching, everybody. Don't forget to leave a like. I see there is as much like as current spectators. So thank you, everybody. Appreciate it. Yeah, don't forget to take some fresh air as well. Take a break a bit if you can, and trade safe. Right? See you soon. Thanks again.